As you focus more on breath and less on thought, you start to find that state of relaxation. You start to find a meditative state. Inhale, arms rise up, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms rise up, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Close down your eyes, bow your chin to your chest. Find relaxation. Relax, unwind. Find beauty in this moment. And go ahead and relax your hands down. Legs are going to press out into your staff pose. We're going to bend just the right knee into your chest, hug it in nice and tight, sit up nice and tall. On your exhale, find externally rotated position of your foot into your knee. And then for cradle the baby pose, we're just going to cradle the baby. Either your hands or your forearms are going to wrap around your leg, and then we're just going to open up our hip by drawing forward and back, side to side. And then from here, we'll go into a spinal twist. So we're going to just gently place this right ankle over our left knee. We'll grow tall on the inhale. We'll exhale, twist, gaze over your right shoulder. Think about pressing your back fingertips down and towards earth so that you get a nice stretch into your spine. Think about really wrapping this left hand around your knee, pulling knee to chest so that you stretch the outer hip muscle. Find breath. Unbind, unwind. Both legs will lengthen out long, staff pose. We're going to inhale up. We're going to exhale, fold. Here's a great place to use a block. If you have a block, face up for your forehead, bringing the earth up to you. In this position, I want you to think about bringing your toes up towards the sky and then turning your hip bones forward. So really think about rotating hips forward and lifting toes up to get a hamstring stretch here. Draw your shoulder blades down your spine and just find your breath here. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold. Rolling up one vertebrae at a time, head's the last thing to come up. We'll draw our left knee now up, and then we'll find our cradle the baby pose on this left side. So either hand to your knee, hand to your foot, or to advance the pose, we go all the way down to our forearms. You'll rock and roll left to right, side to side, feeling that massage, feeling that stretch, feeling that oscillation through the left hip joint. Making these motions as big or as small as your body allows, but being sure that we're listening to our body throughout our practice today. And then from here, we're going to go to a spinal twist as we allow this ankle to drop over our right knee. We'll sit up tall, lengthen our spine. As we exhale, we wrap, we twist, and we feel the stretch. untwisting, coming back to center. We'll find our way into our butterfly pose by bringing both feet to touch. Knees are just going to draw out towards earth. Option here is to use both of your blocks. So both blocks will go underneath your knees to support your hips here. We're going to inhale, peace, fingers and thumbs wrap around our toes. We reach up tall. As you exhale, one vertebrae at a time to the flattest back you can, you come and fold. So you're one long line from the crown of your head to the tip of your tailbone. Feel the length in your spine. Feel the stretch of your inner groin muscles. We inhale, grow tall and long again. Exhale, allow your body to fold. Once you feel like you've stayed here for some time, maybe you take the blocks out from underneath your knees and you flutter here. Or perhaps you press your elbows onto your knees or your hands onto your knees and you help dive down deeper. This is a huge hip opener, and maybe you give yourself a few pulsations here. Maybe you just fold over your legs. Yogi's choice. Do what feels best for you in this very moment. Being sure that you're listening to your body at all times. From here, go ahead and roll up one vertebrae at a time, all the way back up into your tall posture. Both legs are going to open up now into our straddle split pose. So we want to make sure that we're rolling forward and we're not hinging back. So come forward as if there's a wall on your chest. Blocks can come in front of you if you have them. You'll inhale tall. You'll exhale, sweep over towards that right side. And maybe your hand comes to a block. Maybe your forearm comes all the way down. Maybe you're just hovering up to air. Actively press both hip bones down and feel the stretch. You're lengthening left side body and you're stretching your right hip. From here, we're going to turn our whole body over to face. Our chest is facing that right foot, and then we'll fold over just that right foot. And maybe fingertips come down. And we tense those fingertips just like we did in our twist to keep us lifted and really pulling over towards that right side. You're actually getting a stretch through your inner thigh and your groin on the left side. As you fold over though, you'll get a stretch also on that right hamstring. Actively pull your toes up towards sky for a deeper stretch. Draw your left hip bone down. And then from here, we'll walk fingertips through center. Take a forward fold in your straddle position here. Options to come down to your blocks. Keep those toes lifted and find a few more breaths. Feel the belly rise and fall, ebbing and flowing. Slowly rolling up one vertebrae at a time. Head's the last thing to come up. We reach and lengthen on our exhale over towards the left side now. Hand can come to a block, to forearm, or we can hover, yogi's choice. Feel right side body elongate, feel your rib cage expand. Feel fresh oxygen lightening up through your body. Gazing, open, over towards the front. Feel your chest opening and rising. Feel empowered in this pose. And then turning hips all the way over towards that left side, turning your torso over towards that left side. We'll start to fold over our leg. Tenting fingertips so we can open up. Squeeze shoulder blades together and then fold. And then walking our fingertips right back through center. We'll press ourselves all the way up into a seated posture. We'll bend our knees so feet are flat, and we'll just press our knees open. So our feet are flat, our knees are bent. Just use your elbows against your knees to open up through your groin. Try to keep your gaze forward. Try to keep your chest open. Heart is shining forward. Breathe. And then we'll draw our knees all the way back together. Hands will come right back behind us, and we'll windshield wiper our knees side to side, left to right. Going as fast or as slow as your body allows. Thinking about just taking a few breaths here. Maybe you're connecting breath to movement. And then when you're ready, we'll meet in a neutral posture. Knees stay statically up towards sky. We're going to come down to laying on our left hip. Forearms down, hips are stacked. So we're not forward and we're not back, but we're perfectly stacked. So right hip stacks over left hip, we're one long line here. Options to be on your forearm, or if it's more comfortable, come down onto your forehead. We're gonna lift lower this top leg, supporting your hand right in front of you. You lift and lower, lift and lower. And we're gonna try to eat more. Three more. Try two. And try one. And we're gonna hold it up here, just nice static hold. Part of our hips and keeping them nice and strong is having a nice combination of stretching and strengthening into our exercise program, into our yoga practice. So we're kind of moving on to the strengthening portion of our practice. You're gonna reach this right hand for your right foot. You're gonna try to draw your knee down, push your hips forward, and then take a nice quad stretch. Trying to glue your heel to your glutes. We'll extend the leg out long again. We'll draw the foot down. We'll bend the knees, bend the hips. So our hips are probably bent to 60 degrees. Knees are bent to 90 degrees. We're gonna take what's called a clamshell. So you're gonna glue your heels together and just open and close your top knee. We open and close, connecting breath to your movement. Inhale and exhale. And we have 5 more. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Releasing all the way down, finding your way all the way back onto our backs. Knees hug into your chest, rock and roll left to right, side to side. From here, we're gonna find a static hold and we're gonna open up our knees. So circling our knees to stretch our hips. Circling in one direction for a few times, for a few breaths. And circling in the other direction. then from here, finding Supta Baddha Konasana. So butterfly pose and supine. Arms can be face up, palms face up, or arms can extend up and overhead. Yogi's choice. Take a few breaths here. We inhale and exhale. Try to find neutral pelvis. As you press your back down onto the mat, you engage your core. Take a moment to scan your body from head to toe. See where you're holding tension and where you can still let go. Maybe you're holding tight in through your hip flexor muscles, and as you exhale, you can release a little bit more and feel your knees just draw down towards earth. Knees will bend back up, feet flat, knees bent. We'll find our way onto our right hip this time. So starting in long legs, again, you can support your head either on your forearm or just into this position that I have here. So option 1, option 2. Stacking hips, left hip now stacks on top of right hip. The left hand's right in front of you, supported. We're going to lift and lower the top leg. And from here, we're just going to hold statically. We'll find our balance as we reach the left hand for the left foot. We'll draw the knee down and then glue your hips together. Your heel is pressing to your glutes. Push your hips forward, feel the quad stretch. Reach all the way out long again. Draw down. Bend your knees up. And we find our clamshells. Heels stay sticking together. We open and then close. Open and then close. Let's try 8 more. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Feel this muscle really working. Here's 3. Squeeze deeper. Here's your last one. Lift and lower. Find your way all the way back onto your back. Heels are going to just draw in slightly. And then we're going to take a few bridges. So, find neutral pelvis. We're not arched. We're not totally rounded. We're neutral. Palms are face up. We're going to peel our hips up. Squeeze your glutes at the top. Slowly lower down. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Inhale. Exhale, lower. We're purposefully going slow and controlled so that we can focus on connecting breath to movement, but so we can also focus on working the muscle. It's a lot easier to let gravity pull you down, but instead, we control our glutes eccentrically, making them work even harder fighting gravity. Let's try one more. Inhale, exhale at your own pace. Inhale at the top, exhale slow lower. Knees hug into your chest. We'll take 3 rock and rolls to a tall seated posture. We have 1, 2, 3. Flip all the way around, hands and knees, tabletop position. So when you're tabletop, you want to make sure you're stacking shoulders and wrists, hips and knees, and our back's flat. So we're not rounded, we're not arched or rounded, but we're perfectly straight here. We could put a block on our back, or a bowl of cereal, or even better, a glass of wine, and it wouldn't spill. Gently unlock your elbows slightly, and then when you're ready, we're going to extend the right leg back behind us, active toes, followed by left arm. Inhale, exhale, switch, spinal balance pose. Let's take one more to both sides, and then we'll meet in a neutral spine, long legs, long arms. And here's our neutral spine. From neutral spine, we're going to windshield wiper hips left and right, side to side. So really think about dropping and then dropping. Maybe bending your knees and bending your elbows so you can get deeper here in the pose. Really do what feels good here. We'll meet center. Well, big toes will touch, knees will spread wide. We'll go ahead and sink our hips all the way into our heels. Extend the arms out long, and then go ahead and surrender elbows down. Forehead surrenders as well. Reconnect with your intention if you had set one at the beginning of your meditation. Reconnect with your breath and the noise that your breath makes. Reconnect with your body, your mind, your spirit, and soul. Find rest. Pressing back up into our tabletop position when you're ready. Realigning your knees with your hips. Unlocking through your elbows. We're going to take our fire hydrant pose on the left side 10 times. So we're going to open up to our fire hydrant and then close down, release. Hovering your knee above the mat the entire time. We have 8 more. Open, squeeze at the top. Awesome work. We're going to switch sides. Going over towards our right side, same thing. Keeping nice flat back, we open and close for 10. We're halfway there. We have 5 more. Really think about squeezing that hip. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees stay bent. We're going to curl our toes under and find your way into our first downward facing dog. So curl those toes under. Hips are going to come all the way straight up towards sky. Spread your fingertips wide. Relax your head down. We're going to stay here for 1 more breath. And then we're just using it to get into our lunge. So we're gonna step the right foot in between our fingertips. Reach for your blocks, lunge. If you don't have blocks, hands can come down towards earth or to your hips. When you're ready, rise up, reach up. Find your way into your warrior two. Your warrior two should open up your hips. So think about your hips opening up. Both of your hips turn out. Your back foot is parallel with the back of your mat. This knee is getting a nice deep bend, so we're working our quad muscle at the same time. Gaze over front fingertips. And then inhale, come right back to center, high crescent lunge. Step your back foot about a foot forward. Straighten both knees, inhale. Exhale, fold, pyramid pose. Hands can come down to your blocks. And then go ahead and step that the left back foot all the way back again. Hands can come down towards earth. And then come to the inside of that right foot. Walk your right foot towards the right side. We're gonna draw the back knee down, uncurl your toes, and find your lizard pose. So for lizard pose, let that knee open up towards the side. If you're comfortable here, feel free to stay here. If you want to advance the pose, come down to your forearms. Maybe you come down to your hands. This pose is a huge hip opener. You'll feel deep stretches throughout your entire hip, inner and outer thigh. So really breathe into any discomfort. When you're ready, you can go ahead and press back up. One hand at a time. Draw your knee right back up to center. And then step your right knee to meet your left knee into your tabletop position. From our tabletop position, we're gonna kick the left foot up towards sky, active toes, and we're gonna pulse up towards the sky, squeezing your glutes for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and switch right to that right side, warming up that body, feeling heat, and pulse 8, 7, 6, 5, pulse 4, pulse 3, and 2. Last one, draw down, downward facing dog. Spread those fingertips wide. Put all your weight in between your index finger and thumb. And then go ahead and step the left foot this time in between fingertips. Hands down towards earth, or on blocks, or on hips. Tailbone tucks under, pubic bone tucks up. We posterior pelvic rotate. We cartwheel the arms into our warrior two. Shoulders draw down your spine. So from here, we roll and release. Dive down deeper. Come all the way back. High crescent lunge. Find your balance. Blocks are there if you need them for support of your hands. Coming all the way down, we'll set it for our lizard pose on the other side. So drop the knee, uncurl your toes, both hands to the inside. We're gonna let the hip open. So let the knee drop over towards the left side. Maybe you come down to a hand, and maybe come down to your forearms. See how far you can dive down here in the stretch. It's a great time to scan your body and see where you're holding tension and where you can let go. And really think about sending your breath to that left hip. This is a very deep stretch. It can be very challenging for us women, especially if we sit a lot, if we hold tension and stress in our hips. So breathe, send breath there. Maybe you state a mantra in your head to get your thoughts away from the feeling of stretch. I am here. I am strong. And go ahead and draw your knee right back up. Use your hand if you need to. Press up onto your palms. We'll frame that front foot. We'll step back into our plank. Curling toes under, plank. We're going to drop hips right and left. Right and left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold plank. Step your right foot forward to frame fingertips. When you're ready, rise up, reach up. And then go ahead, find mountain pose. Right foot steps back just slightly. We straighten both of your knees. You're going to inhale. Exhale, fold into your pyramid pose. Both hands come down. You're feeling the stretch in your hamstrings, but lengthen your back as much as you can. So instead of being here, we're here. Go ahead and step your left foot to meet your right foot. Forward fold. Slowly begin to step your feet as wide as the mat, and then a little bit wider than the mat as you turn your toes out. We'll sink our hips all the way down into our yogi squat. Elbows are going to press your knees away, and you can shift side to side, left to right. Try to keep your chest lifted, breathing. Maybe you just decide to hold a static yogi squat here, trying to get your hips to sink down as deep as you can. If this is uncomfortable for you, go ahead and sink down into a block for support. Find silence in this moment. Take a deep cleansing breath. As you exhale, right hand is going to come to your block or towards earth, yogi's choice. Left hand opens up, hold your yogi squat. So if you're holding it off the block, it looks like this. On the block, you're just a little bit more supported. Feel that twist. Actively press your right elbow into your right knee to keep it open. And then on your next exhale, we switch. Left elbow presses and opens the left hip. Right arm opens up, twist. Coming right back to center. From this position, we're going to reverse the position and come into our frog. So our knees are just going to drop down right where they are. Toes turn out. We're in our frog pose. I'll show you from the side. Toes are turning out, knees are coming to touch, but we're still hip distance apart. Options to block, stack here to give your hips a little support as you dive down. Maybe your forehead comes down. Inhale, breathe. Exhale, fold. Slowly begin to press up out of the pose. Come forward with your hips, then turn one foot flat, and then use this heel, press down into it to unweight with the other foot flat. So I'll show you from the side now. But we're in our straddle split. So trying to go maybe as wide as the mat, if not wider. You can again come down into a block for your straddle split position. Maybe you come down to the other side of your block. Maybe forearms, maybe forehead. See what feels good. So I really like to just play around here and see what feels good for me in the pose. Maybe you start to bend your knees and kind of lunge side to side to get even deeper in the stretch. So lunging left and right, side to side. Another option is to come to a flat back and do the same thing. If this feels better, stay in this pose. If going down and folding feels better, you fold. It's all about listening to your body. Holding center, we'll heel toe our feet together. We'll rise up, reach up one vertebrae at a time. Hands at heart center. So that I'll face you. We're going to try our tree pose, a little bit of balance and incorporation into our practice. So on that right side, I want you to ground down or root down. So spread your toes wide and ground. Left hip's going to open up. So we're really opening up through our hips here. The left foot comes to your ankle, below your knee, or right above your knee, yogi's choice. Hands will draw to heart center. Focus on a drishti, a focal point, something that's not moving right in front of us. Feel your ankle stability, but feel that hip opening up. Press your foot into your thigh into your foot, and find balance here. Maybe spread your branches, opening, growing. And if the wind knocks you down, come right back up. Slowly release and stretch. Wiggling out here. We'll try on the other side, same thing. Left foot grounds down, so spread fingers and toes wide. Ground toes down. Open up your right hip. Coming to your ankle or thigh, yogi's choice, hands at heart center. Just being sure that we're not pressing on our knee. So we're either above or below our knee. Hip is opening as much as you can. Allow that rotation, allow that opening. Gaze down. Chest stays lifted and open. Grow your branches. And release. Let's take 3 deep cleansing breaths from the floor, and then we'll start to cool down and stretch. So we're gonna inhale, rise all the way up. Follow your gaze, and round all the way down. Inhale, rise up, reach up. Exhale, round your wrist, release all the way down. One more time, big breath. Exhale, round. Find your way to lay completely flat on your back. Make sure that you have your strap nearby and your blocks can be right by your side as well. We're gonna actually start with our strap. So the strap is gonna come to the inside or the instep of our right foot. We'll extend the left leg out long just to release. I want you to think about activating toes by bringing them towards your face, and then we're gonna get a hamstring stretch here just to start. So we're gonna have to bring the foot closer towards our face. From here, we're gonna wrap with just the right hand around that strap. We're gonna open the hip towards the right side. It's very important here that this hip doesn't start to lift. If you feel like your left hip's starting to lift, press that hip down, maybe even use your hand on your hip bone to hold it down. It's just as important to open as it is to keep the foot up towards your face. So not only are we opening, but we're also lifting. Hold the pose, not your breath. If you need two hands around the strap for support, go ahead and reach two hands around the strap. And then on your next exhale, we move to an IT band stretch. As we hold on with just the left hand, we're gonna bring the strap, bring the foot across our body. We're only bringing it across to the point where our right hip now stays down onto the mat. So we don't want that right hip bone to lift. Our IT band is that band of fascia that expands from the top of our hip to the top of our knee. It's very tight amongst all of us. So to do this stretch is critical. And again, just as we did the last stretch, yes, you want to cross over your body, but you also want to pull up to get deeper into the stretch. From here, we're going to take it to our full spinal twist. So now really allow the right hip to lift, let the foot drop, arms come out into a T, gaze over your right fingertips. Bending both knees. We're going to bend the knees up into your chest and then feet will be flat on the mat. We'll remove the strap for just a moment. We're going to cross the right ankle over the left knee. Options to stay here, or you can pull your knees into your chest, active toes pointing up towards sky. Options to pull in with your hands, or you can loop the strap right around your hamstring and use that to pull in as well. If you want to deepen the stretch, use your right elbow to press your right knee away, or go ahead and use your right hand to press the knee away. We're gonna uncross, legs are coming all the way up towards the sky for our simple inversion. Start to flex and point your toes. Straighten your knees as much as you can. Take a big belly breath and then reach your peace fingers and thumbs for your big toes as you draw your knees down, happy baby pose. Happy baby pose, we can do whatever we want here. Feel free to rock and roll. Take one bend out of your knee, both bends out of your knees. Or go ahead and stay statically holding here in your happy baby. Right leg will go out long. We'll reach for that strap to take hamstring stretch on the left side now. So go ahead and reach straight in as much as you can. If this is as far as you can go, that's all good. It doesn't matter the height of the leg. What matters is that you feel the stretch. We all have different levels to where we're gonna feel that stretch. I might feel the stretch here, you might feel the stretch there, and that's okay. It doesn't mean one way is right or wrong. So just release here. Just appreciate with where you're at. Left hand's gonna reach for the strap. Right arm comes right up by your side. We're gonna open up the hip towards that left side. Maybe you need both hands for support, maybe just your left hand's enough. Press your right hip down towards earth. And then pulling all the way back up to center. We'll cross over our body again for our IT band stretch. So this band right here. Try to keep this hip down as much as you possibly can. And then moving to your full spinal twist, allowing the foot to draw all the way down towards earth. Arms out to a T. Gaze over left fingertips. Knees will hug into your chest. Feet flat, knees bent. We'll take our reclined pigeon pose on this side. So this time crossing left ankle over right knee. Options to stay here if this feels like enough of a stretch. You could press your knee away here, whatever feels good. If you want to advance the pose though, go ahead and draw your knees into your chest, active toes, taking any variation of the pose that feels good for you. From here, extend both legs up towards sky. Using your lower abdominals for an 8 count, we're gonna lower all the way down to corpse pose. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,